Welcome to Empires in English. Here, we don't learn English by memorizing endless rules. We learn English through stories, real conversations, everyday situations, and powerful lessons that help you speak naturally and confidently. So if you understand English but still hesitate when it's time to speak, stay with me. Because today's story is about a young man who spent years learning English, but was terrified of actually using it. And one ordinary day, something happened that completely changed the way he saw his English. This is the story of Alex. Alex had one dream. He wanted to work for an international company. Not because he wanted a fancy office. Not because he wanted an impressive job title. He wanted something much simpler. He wanted to sit in a meeting, with people from different countries, and speak without being afraid. For years, Alex had been learning English. He watched videos. He read books. He downloaded vocabulary apps. He practiced grammar. He even wrote new English words on sticky notes and put them around his room. On his mirror. Confident. On his desk. Opportunity. On his wall. Never give up. He was serious about learning. But there was one problem. Alex almost never spoke. He always told himself, "I'll start speaking when my English gets better." That sentence became his biggest mistake. One morning, Alex received a message from his manager. "Can you join me for an international meeting this Friday?" Alex stared at the screen. International meeting. People from the United States. People from Germany. People from Japan. And him. Speaking English. His first thought was, "I'm not ready." His second thought was, "Maybe I should say no." He even typed, "Sorry, I don't think I'm the right person for this." Then he stopped. He looked at the message. Deleted everything. And typed, "Yes. I'd be happy to join." He pressed send. Immediately, he regretted it. The next 4 days were terrible. Alex prepared answers. He searched for difficult English phrases. He watched videos about business English. He practiced introductions in front of his mirror. "Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you." Again. "Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you." Again. "Good morning." He stopped. He looked at himself. What if I forget everything? That night, he barely slept. Friday morning arrived. 9:55 a.m. Alex opened his laptop. 10 o'clock the meeting began. His manager introduced everyone. Then came the moment Alex feared. "Alex, why don't you introduce yourself?" Silence. Alex could hear his own heartbeat. His mind went completely blank. He knew what to say. But suddenly, every English word he had ever learned seemed to disappear. He looked at the screen. Everyone was waiting. Alex took a breath. And said, "Hi everyone. My name is Alex. I'm really happy to be here. I work on the development team, and I'm excited to learn from everyone." It wasn't perfect. But it was clear. His manager smiled. "Great. Thanks, Alex." And then, the meeting continued. Alex survived. But something unexpected happened. About 20 minutes later, one of the American team members asked him a question. "Alex, what do you think about this approach?" Alex froze again. He understood the question. He had an opinion. But he didn't know how to make the answer sound professional. He thought, maybe I should say in my perspective. Or according to my opinion. What is the most advanced way to answer? 5 seconds passed. Then Alex remembered something. He didn't need impressive English. He needed understandable English. So he said, "I think it's a good approach, but I see one problem." The person replied, "What's the problem?" Alex explained. Slowly. Simply. Clearly. When he finished, the American team member nodded. "That's a really good point." Alex smiled. Something had just changed. After the meeting, Alex walked outside. He felt strange. He had spent years believing that fluent English meant speaking complicated sentences. But during the meeting, his best sentence had been, "I think it's a good approach, but I see one problem." Simple English. Clear English. Useful English. Maybe, that was enough. That afternoon, Alex went to a small cafe. He ordered coffee and sat near the window. A few minutes later, A tourist walked in. He looked confused. He checked his phone. Then looked around the cafe. Finally, he approached Alex. "Excuse me, do you know if there's a train station nearby?" Alex understood him. But his old fear returned. What if I explain it incorrectly? What if he doesn't understand my accent? For a moment, Alex wanted to say, "Sorry, I don't know." But then he remembered the meeting. He looked outside, pointed toward the street, and said, "Yes. Go straight for about 5 minutes. Then turn left. You'll see it." The tourist smiled. "Oh, perfect. Thank you." Alex smiled back. "No problem." The tourist walked away. Alex sat down and laughed. That was it. He had just spoken English with a stranger. And nothing terrible happened. Nobody laughed. Nobody corrected his grammar. Nobody told him his pronunciation was bad. The conversation lasted less than 30 seconds. But for Alex, it felt like a victory. The next day, Alex decided to test himself. He went to a bookstore. He picked up an English book. Then he walked to the cashier. The cashier smiled. "Did you find everything you needed?" Alex answered. "Yes. I was actually looking for this book." "Oh, nice. Have you read it before?" "No, this is my first time." "What made you choose it?" Alex paused. He could have simply said, "I like the topic." But something inside him said, "Keep going." So he continued. "I've been trying to improve my English, and I thought reading more would help." The cashier smiled. "That's a great way to learn." Alex thanked her. Then walked outside. He realized something. He wasn't having an English lesson. He was having a conversation. And that was the difference. Over the next few weeks, Alex started doing something unusual. He stopped trying to practice English only when he had free time. Instead, he started connecting English with his everyday life. When he cooked, "I'm making breakfast." When he got ready for work, "I need to leave in 10 minutes." When he was stuck in traffic, "This traffic is terrible today." When he received an email, "Okay, they need this by Friday." When he went shopping, "I need to buy some milk." Tiny sentences. Nothing impressive. But he repeated them every day. And slowly, something incredible happened. His brain started producing English automatically. One evening, Alex was talking to his friend. His friend asked, "Why are you suddenly speaking so much English?" Alex laughed. "I stopped trying to speak perfect English." His friend looked confused. "What do you mean?" Alex thought for a moment. Then said, "I used to wait until I knew exactly what to say. Now, I just say what I can." His friend smiled. "Doesn't that mean you make more mistakes?" Alex laughed. "Absolutely. And you're okay with that?" "Yeah. Why?" Alex looked at him. "Because mistakes disappear. Silence doesn't teach me anything." That sentence became Alex's new philosophy. Mistakes disappear. Silence doesn't teach you anything. And it changed the way he learned. When he forgot a word, he described it. If he forgot umbrella, he said, "The thing you use when it rains." If he forgot receipt, he said, "The paper they give you after you buy something." If he forgot stapler, he said, "The little office thing that puts papers together." He stopped seeing forgotten words as emergencies. They became opportunities to communicate differently. 1 month later, Alex received another invitation. Another international meeting. This time, he didn't panic. He didn't spend 4 nights memorizing answers. He simply prepared his ideas. The meeting started. Someone asked, "Alex, could you walk us through your idea?" Alex smiled. "Sure." And he began. He spoke. He paused. He explained. He made a grammar mistake. He corrected himself. He continued. Someone interrupted. Alex listened. Someone asked a question. Alex answered. 40 minutes passed. Then the meeting ended. Alex closed his laptop. He leaned back in his chair. And smiled. Not because his English was perfect. It wasn't. But because he had finally stopped being afraid of imperfect English. And that's when Alex understood something. For years, he had been trying to learn English. But what he really needed, was to use English. There is a difference. You can study English for 10 years, and still hesitate. Or you can start using simple English today, and become more comfortable every week. You don't need to know every word. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need a perfect accent. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You need to communicate. That's it. Now, let's bring Alex's lesson into your life. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you do?" Don't search for the perfect answer. Say, "I'm a student. I'm a software developer. I work in sales. I run a small business." Simple. Now imagine they ask, "What do you like to do in your free time?" Don't translate. Use what you already know. "I like watching movies. I enjoy playing football. I usually spend time with my friends." Again, simple, but useful. Now imagine they ask, "Why are you learning English?" Don't try to impress them. Tell the truth. "I'm learning English because I want better career opportunities." Or, "I want to travel." Or, "I want to communicate with people from different countries." Your English doesn't have to sound complicated. It needs to sound like you. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, don't wait for a perfect English conversation. Create small ones. Ask someone a question. Answer yourself in English. Leave yourself a voice message. Describe your day. Talk about what you see. Explain what you're doing. And when you make a mistake, don't stop. Keep going. Because every time you speak, you're teaching your brain something important. English is not something I study. English is something I use. And eventually, the fear becomes smaller. The pauses become shorter. The words come faster. The sentences become more natural. And one day, you'll find yourself in a conversation. Someone will ask you a question. And you won't translate. You won't panic. You won't search for the perfect sentence. You'll simply answer. And afterward, you may not even realize what happened. You'll just think, "I spoke English. Naturally. Comfortably. Without fear." That moment is what you're working toward. Not perfection. Not a perfect accent. Not a giant vocabulary. Freedom. The freedom to speak. The freedom to make mistakes. The freedom to express your ideas. The freedom to connect with people anywhere in the world. So remember Alex. Remember his first meeting. Remember the coffee shop. Remember the tourist. And remember his most important lesson. You don't become confident because your English becomes perfect. Your English becomes better because you become confident enough to use it. If you're learning English right now, don't wait. Speak 1 sentence today. Tomorrow, speak 2. Next week, have a conversation. And 6 months from now, you might look back and realize, the person who was once afraid to speak, is now speaking without thinking about fear. This is Empires in English. And here, we don't just learn English. We learn how to live, think, and communicate in English. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, keep speaking. Keep making mistakes. Keep learning. And never wait for perfect English to start using your voice.